Hi everyone, I'm Ryan. I'm back in the garage. I'm feeling much better than last week, so I really thank you all for your best wishes that you gave me. Don't have a lot of time this week, but I want to move forward, understand where I am with my tank. So with that, I have got just a little cheap endoscope that plugs into my phone. I did have this, but I'd lost it and it wasn't in the garage, so that explains why I couldn't find it. Anyway, so I'm going to try using that on the tank, see what we can see in the corners. And then I thought, well, if I'm doing it on if I'm doing it on Flint, the Super Dream, before I go any further, it makes sense to check out the insides of the tank on Flint as well. So have a little explore in both of those. And I've also got a question around the clutch plates in this engine. So when I did have it running a long time ago now, the clutch just didn't feel positive. So I only loosely put the clutch basket back in this engine. I think before I go further, I probably should check that. So I'm going to measure the clutch plates and see whether they need replacing. Right, let's see if we can connect this endoscope up and let's see what we find inside the tank. Okay, so I've plugged it into the USB on my phone and I'll plug it in. The light comes on. Let's try opening up this. Can I do that? No. Camera. Let's open the camera app. What's it say? Let's try switching. No. No, it's not working. Okay, having just read it quickly, it tells me I actually need a particular app, not just the generic photo app. So let's try that again. Camera FI, apparently. Camera FI version 2. Yeah, great. Close. Next. Allow USB camera. Aha, we have something. We have something, right. Okay. We have an image. Let's hit the record button. It says preparing and recording. Right. Now, what are we going to get? Anything or nothing? I've got a light on. Let's try that again. This time with the brightness turned up. Aha! There we are. What are we looking at there? Alright, there's my problem. There's my problem. Look at that in the corners. Alright, final test. Taking a single bristle out of a wire brush and reluctantly, but inevitably, let's just see what happens if I try putting a little tiny hole in the bottom of this bubble. There we go. Oh, nothing obvious, but let's see what happens if I apply a little bit of... No. Interesting. Nothing. No liquid. Absolutely no liquid came out of that at all. That was interesting. I was sure liquid was going to come out of that. Right, now I am confused. If that isn't a pinhole, then the only problem I have is a build-up of rubbish at the bottom of the tank and a bit of cosmetic damage. So do I need to clean the inside of the tank and then reapply a filter? Because I took the filter off. I ran a fuel filter for a while and then I removed it. I could reinstate that. Okay, so right, let's work out the best thing to clean the internals of this tank. Put fuel back in it and then watch this again. See whether I get any leak. I could live with that cosmetic. I mean, in the scheme of the whole tank, you can't see it really. I mean, you have to look at it to see it. Yeah. Yes, it's visible, but it's not. It doesn't stand out. It doesn't detract from the overall appearance. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure now. I'm not sure now. Anyway, either way, I know I've got some rubbish in the tank, and that's probably causing my problems with the carburetor. That needs addressing. Right, and here we are on Sid Scrambler's tank. Let's see what we see in the corners of. I mean, firstly, the surface is looking. Yeah, it's got surface rust, which I shouldn't be surprised at. Go to the corners. Well. Yeah. Okay, so this one's definitely going to need a good clean out and a line. Right, yeah, there's the inside there, look, we can see that. Okay, she ain't looking too pretty inside. Right. Over to Sid. Let's start stripping this off because I need to get cover off, get to the clutch plates, and then start trying to measure the clutch plates. The last of the bolts out, I think. Yeah. I should just hammer it off again. There we are. Still with the hat for the clutch in place. Good. So I need to get this basket off. So it's a load of these. Again, they're only loose. I didn't know I was going to go back in here. These are 10s, I think. Let's get a 10. So I'll get the book in a minute and check what the wear limits are for the plates. I'm pretty damn sure that these are going to be out of spec. I don't know that. I've not checked them. They just give me that impression, which is strange actually, because of this engine itself. There's a lot of reasons why I think it's a fairly low mileage engine. It felt tight, the bores looked good, the compression was good. But I do think these plates are worn. I might be wrong. I'll go on about to measure them. They tell me that it just needed more time in the right oil and they're good to go, which would be good. I'm certainly trying to keep my expenses right down at the moment.
A lot of big expenses coming out in the near future. And hopefully the channel will benefit from those expenses. That's the plan anyway. It's not the only reason I'm doing what I'm doing. Right, there we go. Drop those. Check the bearings. The bearing feels nice and smooth. No concerns there. Yeah, I remember. So now I've got to undo that bolt there, which needs the special tool that I built. There we go. And there's the butchered tool, butchered sprocket that I built. It fits on that. Oh, I remember what I did. Yes, you put the springs back on with a couple of washers to compress the springs that prevents that from turning. That's what I did. Let's get some washers to reapply a bit of pressure. On the clutch pack. Try and prevent it from spinning. And they shouldn't be done up tight. Just give that a quick try. There we go. That was it. That was it. Probably be harder when it's all taut to spec. But right now, that was all I needed. Let's take it back off again. Always catching my hand. Right, so that is the protruded flat side in. And there's this washer. Again, I seem to remember how that's got a marking on it. Right, that goes that way. So there you go. I'm going to keep that way round. And this slides off. Actually, I don't need the whole thing to slide off, do I? And then we have carrier. There we go. Keep these all in the right sequence. Oh, one more. Is there one more? No. There's the carrier. Right. Now it's going to start measuring these. Okay, so I've tried to measure these plates, and it tells me, looking at the diagram and reading the instructions, the first plate off, the outermost plate, number 5, is type B, which is slightly thicker than all the rest. So if I go to the specs, clutch, type B, so the first one should be over 2.6 mil, and at new it should be 3. So let's see if I can measure that, and we'll get an idea of where we start. Right, so this is the first one, and we got 3 mil. Measure the other side, 3 mil. So that's absolutely new spec. Metal plate. This should be between 2.7 and 2.3. 2.7. 2.7. Don't know about that one. Right, I'm just going to keep going down through these. Okay, 2.6. 2.7. And if they all carry on like that, then I was clearly wrong. 2.6. In believing that was worn out. 2.5. Still though, 2.3 is the service limit. I am nowhere near that. Well, having said that, it's 2.4 now. Right, we're at 2.4. I wonder if the inner ones are more worn. Let's keep going. No, back to 2.6. Back to 2.6. Alright, so far I found one, which appears to be more worn than the others. That's 2.7. Okay, well definitely that pack does not need changing. Interesting. Alright, well I've definitely ruled that out and I thought they did need changing. So, let's carefully reassemble all that, put that together, order myself up a gasket seal, because I don't have a seal on there at the moment. So we'll clean all this and I think we'll seal it all up for the last time and then look to put some oil back in it. Cool, okay, alright. I did think that. So that sort of gives me contradictory feelings, because I do feel this engine, it does feel like a low mileage engine. It felt in better condition than the one I've got on the Flint. There goes people racing up my 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. So this, yeah, it feels like a low mileage engine, but I thought the clutch felt like it wasn't performing properly. But it had only just had oil put in it and it's never been ridden, so probably just needed a little bit of time to bed in. Right, let's just give these careful clean with a clean cloth and reassemble it all. So I'm just slowly doing the reassembly, and when I get to the metal plates, where there's a little bit of dirt, a little bit of corrosion on this. I think this is probably where the clutch has previously been seized up, so I'm just going to give it a wipe off with just a bit of Scotch Brite. Just make sure these plates are as clean as I can realistically get them, just before I put them back in. Alright, let's just check the length of these springs. So they should be between, the 39 is new, 37.5 is service limit, 38.5. That's okay. 38.7. 38.7. 38.4. They're all fine. Good. So we'll put these back in. This time bolting this plate back in. I think that's that. But I haven't got a gasket with me right now. So I'm going to pause it there for tonight because it's getting late as well. As you can see outside, it's getting dark and it's cold. It's only about till 3 degrees centigrade. That'll do for now. Just put a pause on it, and that's probably me out of time. What do we know? My clutch plates aren't out of spec, so they're good for a while. My fuel tank doesn't look like it was actually being caused by a pinhole, but there is crap in the tank. Let's get do some research, find out the best thing to clean
inner of the tank with, and we'll get on with that first, then we'll double check. And I'm going to search for pinholes, maybe do a pressure test or something. Right, that's all for this week. Cheers all, take care, see you all again soon.